We're talking about debt, and specifically, how monumentally screwing it up can send even the biggest, most seemingly untouchable companies spiraling down the drain. Think of debt like a perfectly toasted marshmallow. Used strategically, it can add a delightful bit of leverage and sweetness to your financial s'more. But get greedy, pile on too much, and you're left with a flaming mess that singes your eyebrows off and sets your entire campsite ablaze. And trust me, the corporate world is littered with the charred remains of companies that mistook a mountain of debt for a harmless little campfire. So buckle up, grab your financial fire extinguishers, and let's dissect some epic failures, Debt Mismanagement Edition. Lehman Brothers, the Wall Street giant that went from being a byword for financial stability to a cautionary tale faster than you can say subprime mortgage crisis. You see, Lehman had this, shall we say, enthusiastic approach to leverage. They were like that friend who shows up at a potluck with a single bag of chips and then proceeds to devour 15 times their weight in guacamole. Except instead of guacamole, it was borrowed money, and instead of chips, it was risky mortgage-backed securities. And when the housing bubble burst, well, let's just say Lehman's house of cards came crashing down, taking a sizable chunk of the global economy with it. Remember the joyous experience of browsing the aisles of Blockbuster, arguing with your siblings over which movie to rent, and then getting slapped with a late fee because you forgot to rewind the VHS tape? No? Well, that's probably because Blockbuster went the way of the dodo thanks to a lethal cocktail of poor debt management and a stubborn refusal to adapt to the digital age. They were so busy clinging to their brick-and-mortar stores and charging exorbitant late fees that they completely missed the streaming revolution happening right under their noses. It's like watching someone try to put out a grease fire with gasoline while Netflix calmly sips a margarita and watches the world burn. Sears, once a titan of American retail, the place where you could buy everything from a toaster to a house, met its demise not with a bang, but with a whimper. Years of declining sales, fueled by a stubborn refusal to adapt to the changing retail landscape, led to a mountain of debt. But instead of investing in innovation and improving its customer experience, Sears seemed content to just keep borrowing, selling off assets, and hoping for a miracle. Spoiler alert, the miracle never came. Pan Am, the once iconic airline that graced the skies with its sleek planes and glamorous image, soared too close to the sun, fueled by debt and an insatiable appetite for expansion. In the 1980s, a series of ill-timed acquisitions and rising fuel costs left Pan Am drowning in red ink. They tried to stay afloat by selling off assets, but it was too little, too late. The airline that had once epitomized luxury and adventure was grounded for good. A stark reminder that even the most storied companies can be brought down by the weight of their own debt. Remember Kodak, the company that practically invented photography as we know it? They had a moment, a really long moment, like a century-long moment where they were on top of the world. But then came the digital camera, and Kodak did what any sensible, forward-thinking company wouldn't do. They panicked and buried their heads in the sand. Instead of innovating and adapting, they doubled down on their existing film business, racking up debt and ultimately filing for bankruptcy in 2012. It's a tale as old as time, or at least as old as the digital camera. MCI, once a trailblazing telecommunications company, found itself entangled in a web of its own making. Aggressive expansion plans and a series of questionable acquisitions left MCI with a mountain of debt. But wait, there's more. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, accounting scandals emerged, revealing billions of dollars in hidden debt. The company that had once challenged a TAN-TS dominance was eventually acquired by Verizon, a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and creative accounting. Enron, the energy giant that was once hailed as a model of corporate success, turned out to be a house of cards built on a foundation of lies, deceit, and enough hidden debt to make your head spin. They were like the Bernie Madoff of the energy world, using accounting loopholes and shady partnerships to conceal billions of dollars in debt and inflate their earnings. Of course, the jig was up eventually, and Enron's spectacular collapse in 2001 became synonymous with corporate fraud and the dangers of unchecked greed. The savings and loan crisis of the 1980s and 1990s was a stark reminder that even institutions designed to promote financial stability can fall victim to the perils of debt mismanagement. Fueled by deregulation and a desire for rapid growth, many savings and loan institutions engaged in risky lending practices, loading up on high-risk, high-yield loans that ultimately went sour. The result was a wave of bank failures, a government bailout, and a whole lot of economic pain. Well, there you have it. 8 cautionary tales of corporate hubris, financial mismanagement, and enough debt to make your eyes water. These stories highlight a crucial lesson. Debt, when used irresponsibly, can be a company's undoing. It can transform even the most seemingly invincible giants into cautionary tales, their legacies tarnished by poor decision-making and a mountain of unpaid bills. So what can we learn from these epic failures? First and foremost, debt is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for evil. Understanding the risks and rewards of debt, maintaining a healthy level of skepticism towards aggressive financial strategies, and adapting to changing market conditions are all essential for long-term success. Don't let debt become your downfall. Learn from the mistakes of these fallen giants and chart a course for financial prudence. Your future self will thank you.